The first hour of your day is the most important hour of your life. Why? Because it sets the tone for everything that follows. If you start your morning with chaos, stress, and distractions, don't be surprised if your day follows the same pattern. But if you begin your day with clarity, focus, and intention, you create momentum that carries you toward success. I've studied the habits of the world's most successful people, entrepreneurs, visionaries, top performers, saying, you know what I found? They all understand one thing: win the morning, win the day. Now, I know what some people say, I'm just not a morning person. Well, let me tell you something, neither was I. But success isn't about what comes naturally, it's about what's necessary. And if you want an extraordinary life, you must take control of your morning before the world does it for you. How you start your morning determines the rest of your day. Successful people don't leave their mornings to chance, they design them with purpose. This isn't just a theory, it's a fact. If you've ever woken up late, rushed through your morning, skipped breakfast, and dived straight into work without a plan, you know how the rest of the day feels: chaotic, stressful, and reactive. But on the other hand, if you've ever started your day with intention, waking up early, feeding your mind, setting goals, and taking care of your body, you've felt the power of momentum. That momentum can carry you through your entire day, making you more productive, focused, and energized. The most successful people in the world don't wait for a great day to happen to them, they create it. Winning the morning is about taking control. It's about deciding before the world demands your attention how you want to think, feel, and act. If you don't take control of your morning, someone else will. Your phone, your inbox, the news, social media. The moment you wake up and let outside distractions dictate your focus, you become reactive instead of proactive. That's why the most successful individuals protect their mornings. They use this time to invest in themselves, to grow, to prepare their minds and bodies for the challenges ahead. They know that the way they start the day sets the tone for everything else. I used to think mornings didn't matter much. I believed success was all about hard work, long hours, and grinding through the day. But then I started studying the habits of the top achievers, the ones who seemed to have more energy, more focus, and better results. And I noticed a pattern: they all had morning routines. They weren't waking up and diving straight into work. They weren't starting their day by checking their phones. Instead, they were taking time to prepare themselves mentally, physically, and emotionally for the day ahead. And when I made the shift, everything changed. Imagine two people. One wakes up late, hits the snooze button multiple times, rushes through their morning, grabs a coffee on the go, and jumps straight into work feeling groggy and overwhelmed. The other wakes up early, spends time reading or listening to something inspiring, exercises to get their body moving, and writes down their goals for the day. Who do you think will be more productive? Who do you think will handle challenges better? Who do you think will make better decisions? It's obvious. The second person is already ahead before the day even starts. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not about luck, and it's not about talent. It's about preparation. And the morning is your best opportunity to prepare for success. The way you begin your day impacts everything: your energy, your mindset, your confidence, your ability to handle problems, and even the way you interact with people. If you start your day with a sense of control, you carry that confidence into every meeting, every conversation, every challenge. But if you start your day feeling rushed, stressed, and unprepared, that feeling follows you. If you want to transform your results, start by transforming your mornings. Give yourself time. Wake up early. Invest in your mind by reading, listening to something inspiring, or practicing gratitude. Move your body, even if it's just a short walk or some stretching. Take a few moments to plan your day so you're in control, not just reacting to whatever comes your way. Do this consistently and watch what happens. Your productivity will increase, your focus will sharpen, your confidence will grow, and most importantly, you'll start winning the day before it even begins. Your thoughts in the first hour of the day shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes everything else. Successful people don't leave this to chance. They don't wake up and allow the world to dictate their thoughts, emotions, or focus. Instead, they take control and feed their mind before the world does. Because if you don't intentionally program your mind with positivity, discipline, and vision, the world will do it for you with negativity, distractions, and other people's agendas. The moment you wake up, your mind is at its most absorbent state. Think of it like a sponge. Whatever you expose it to first thing in the morning will soak in deeply and influence the rest of your day. If you start by scrolling through social media, checking the news, or reading emails, you're filling your mind with information that may not serve you. You're letting external forces decide what you think about, how you feel, and what you focus on. And once those thoughts take hold, they become the foundation of your mindset for the day. But successful people understand that they must be the gatekeepers of their minds. They choose carefully what enters their mental space first thing in the morning. They read books that inspire them. They listen to powerful messages that reinforce their goals. They review their vision, affirm their purpose, and remind themselves of what they are working toward. They don't allow negativity to set the tone for their day. They take full responsibility for what gets planted in their mind. Imagine planting a garden. If you allow weeds to take over, they will choke out the good plants. Your mind works the same way. If you start your day with doubts, fears, distractions, or negativity, those thoughts grow throughout the day and impact your actions. But if you begin your day by planting seeds of confidence, purpose, gratitude, and success, those are the thoughts that take root and shape your reality. This is why the most successful people guard their mornings. They know their thoughts determine their future. Many people wake up and immediately focus on problems. They think about their to-do list, their stresses, their fears. But high achievers start their day focusing on possibilities, solutions, and growth. They ask themselves, what am I grateful for? What opportunities do I have today? How can I grow and improve? These questions direct their mind toward progress instead of problems. And that shift in focus creates momentum that carries them through the day with energy and clarity. I used to believe that success was all about external action, working harder, grinding longer, doing more. But I realized that the most important battle is internal. If you don't train your mind for success, it doesn't matter how much work you put in, your thoughts will hold you back. That's why the most successful people prioritize mental conditioning every morning. They study personal development. They listen to great thinkers. They remind themselves of their mission. They take control of their inner world before stepping out into the outer world. So here's the key. Be intentional about what you put into your mind. Before you pick up your phone, before you check your emails, before you let the world tell you what to think, decide what thoughts you want to focus on. Choose to start your day with inspiration. Read something that fuels your growth. Listen to something that strengthens your mindset. Review your goals so they stay front and center. And most importantly, protect your mental space. Because the thoughts you allow in the morning will follow you all day. And if you master your mind in the morning, you set yourself up to master everything else in your life. Success is built on simple, consistent habits. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who struggle isn't talent, luck, or intelligence, it's discipline. And discipline begins in the morning. The way you start your day determines how you approach everything else. If you take control of your habits first thing in the morning, you take control of your life. But if you let your morning be dictated by impulse, distraction, and laziness, then the rest of your day will follow the same pattern. I used to believe that freedom meant doing what you want when you want, but I learned something true freedom comes from discipline. The freedom to have financial success, the freedom to have control over your time, the freedom to make choices that serve you, all of it comes from developing daily habits that move you forward. And discipline isn't something you wake up with one day. It's something you build. Successful people don't leave their mornings to chance. They don't wake up and decide in the moment whether they feel like working out, reading, or setting goals. They've already made the decision. They've already built the habit. They understand that discipline isn't about feelings, it's about commitment. There will be days when you don't feel like getting up early, exercising, or planning your day. But if you only take action when you feel like it, you'll never be consistent. And without consistency, success is impossible. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. Do you think they only train when they feel motivated? No, they train every single day, rain or shine, whether they feel like it or not. That's the difference between an amateur and a champion. Champions don't wait for motivation. They rely on discipline. They show up and do the work no matter what. And this principle applies to every area of life. If you want to be great at something, if you want to succeed in business, relationships, health, or personal growth, you must develop the discipline to show up and do the work even when it's hard. Morning discipline creates momentum. When you start your day with discipline, the rest of the day becomes easier. When you wake up at the time you said you would, when you exercise even when you don't feel like it, when you invest time in personal growth before distractions take over, you send a message to yourself, I am in control. I do what is necessary, not just what is comfortable. And that mindset carries over into everything else you do. You make better decisions. You handle challenges with confidence. You stay focused on what truly matters instead of getting lost in distractions. But if you lack discipline in the morning, it affects the rest of your day. If you hit the snooze button, if you skip your workout, if you start your day scrolling on your phone, you begin with a mindset of procrastination. And procrastination doesn't stay in the morning. It follows you all day. You put off important tasks. You delay decisions. You get lost in distractions. And before you know it, another day is wasted. Another opportunity is missed. And success moves further away. So how do you build morning discipline? You start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just commit to one habit. Wake up 30 minutes earlier and use that time for something productive. Read 10 pages of a book. Do a short workout. Plan your day. Meditate. Write down your goals. It doesn't matter what you start with as long as you start. And then do it again the next day and the day after that. Because the secret to success isn't in one big decision. It's in the daily disciplines that compound over time. Success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every day. And when you master your mornings through discipline, you set yourself up for a life of achievement, freedom, and success. What you do in the morning affects your mental, physical, and emotional energy. Every decision you make from the moment you wake up either fuels your energy or drains it. And here's the truth. Successful people don't leave their energy to chance. They don't wait until they feel good to take action. They take action to feel good. They know that if they want to perform at a high level, they must create energy, not just consume it. Think about how most people start their day. They wake up late, rush through their morning, grab a coffee for energy, skip breakfast, and check their phone first thing. They flood their mind with emails, social media, and news before they've even had a moment to think for themselves. And by the time they start their day, they already feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and behind. This is not how high achievers operate. The most successful people in the world understand that their energy is their most valuable resource. Without energy, you can't focus. Without energy, you can't execute. Without energy, even the best strategies won't work because you won't have the stamina to follow through. That's why successful people protect and generate their energy first thing in the morning. They don't wake up and immediately give their attention to the outside world. Instead, they take time to take care of themselves first. They move their body, they hydrate, they fuel themselves with high-quality food. They engage in practices that calm their mind and set the tone for the day. And because of this, they enter their day with a sense of control, focus, and momentum instead of chaos and fatigue. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that energy is something you either have or don't have. But energy is something you create through movement, intention, and discipline. If you wake up feeling sluggish and tired, the worst thing you can do is stay in that state. The best thing you can do is move, stretch, exercise, take deep breaths, go for a walk, do anything that gets your blood flowing. Your body is designed to generate energy, but you have to activate it. Successful people also know that their mental energy is just as important as their physical energy. The first thoughts you allow into your mind in the morning shape your mindset for the rest of the day. If you start with negative thoughts, stress, and worries, that becomes the foundation of your day. But if you start with gratitude, positive affirmations, and a clear vision of what you want to accomplish, you set yourself up for success. That's why high performers take time in the morning to program their mind for success. They read something inspiring. They listen to motivational content. They review their goals. They set their intentions for the day. They choose their thoughts before the world. It's about small, consistent disciplines that compound over time. It's about deciding every morning that you will take control of your thoughts, your actions, and your direction. It's about choosing to lead your day instead of letting the day lead you. So starting tomorrow, make a commitment to yourself Wake up with intention, feed your mind with something positive, move your body, set your priorities, protect your focus, and most importantly, do it consistently, because the habits you build in the morning don't just shape your day, they shape your future. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you create. And it starts with how you begin each day. So take control, build momentum, and make every morning a step toward the life you truly want. The world belongs to those who rise with purpose, rise, take action, and make it happen.